Bladesmiths, welcome to the Forge. We got to apologize because we've got nothing for you. We have no idea what you guys are going to be building today. And that's because this is a competition we like to call flipping the script. The four of you are going to dictate everything about the competition. I'm going to call each of you up individually to grab one of these cards. And on the reverse side of the card, there is an attribute to your blade build that you're going to have complete control over. Y'all ready?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Josh, we're starting with you. Come grab a card.
Which one's a good one?
All right, what do you have?
We got type of knife.
Brady, you're up. Come grab a card. What do we have, Brady?
Handle parameters.
Only 2 cards left, and JC, you're up next. What else could there be?
Blade parameters.
Well, Cliff, last but not least, lots of choices out here. Wonder what it's gonna be.
Forge technique.
All right, so we're gonna find out what kind of blade you're gonna be building. It's all you.
How do y'all feel about recurves?
I like recurves.
They're all right.
Yeah. We'll do a general recurve blade.
Next up, we've got blade parameters, and JC, that's you.
So I'm thinking 11 to 13 inches, okay? That gives us a nice length
like
to
that.
play with. I'd like to see a 2-inch belly,
All right.
and then let's say 1.25
I'm good
at
with
the
that.
thinnest. Do you guys think 1.25, or do you think we need to up it to 1.5 for strength?
I'd like to see 1.5 inches.
All right, no greater than 1.5 at the waist, no smaller than 2 inches at the belly.
Sounds good.
All right. Now, up next, we have handle parameters. Brady, you're up.
All right. And let's do lanyard hole, mosaic pin with a full tang.
All right. Cliff, we still have to hear what you want to do for your forging technique.
Layered Damascus,
I'm good with
I'm
layered
totally cool with that.
just in general, so if you screw up, you don't have to have a certain amount of layers.
All right, Bladesmiths, the decision has been made. You're gonna have 3 hours in the first round of this competition to build your custom Forge and Fire knives. And good luck, because that time starts now.
First thing I want to do is get my steel clean, because if I have any oil or any contaminants on this steel, then it will not weld. We may or may not have bit off a little more than we can chew.
My billet's finally getting up to color, but I like to get that first initial forge weld done by hand so I can feel the steel compress together.
Not having enough heat in the billet, you might find that the core of that billet isn't welded properly.
All right. So JC is setting her first weld using the press.
And start pressing it, and it opens up like a New Year's Eve firecracker.
She'll tell you when it's welded. You know, it'll ring. If it's not welded, it'll thump. It's ringing.
I do not make a lot of Damascus at home.
You can see that flux popping out. That's a good indicator that that steel is binding up with one another.
I'm not even trying to look at the clock. I am focused.
Bladesmiths, you have 2 hours left.
Now, it's time to get the curve in the blade.
Oh, that's smart.
There we go.
So I start forging in the tip.
Oh, no, guys.
Ah, come on.
A cold shot can end up being a stress riser in the final blade because it's a preformed crack, just waiting to get bigger.
The clock is melting away, and I gotta work on that curve.
Uh-oh.
I notice I have a D-lam running about halfway down my blade.
Found some serious delaminations or cracks in there.
This can't be happening. I know that I'm going to be fighting with this delamination the rest of the round if I don't go ahead and scrap this blade now. I'm gonna have to restart.
Brady's decided to completely scrap his blade.
And that could be a good decision.
Absolutely.
A lot of times, you're chasing a problem until the end. So what are you turning in? A problem.
Hey, you got this, man. Don't give up, okay?
Oh, I came too far to give up now.
Guys, Cliff's the first one in the oil.
Yeah, and that color was beautiful.
No pops, no tings, no big fireballs. It's really kind of boring.
All right, Josh is quenched.
Blade straight, I'm happy.
It had a nice color to it.
Put it right in a straightening jig just in case. Warps can develop as they cool.
Aha!
Thank God I open it up straight blade.
The welds look phenomenal. I've got my 1.5 inches, I've got the 13 inches, and thank God I got the 2 inches that I needed for the belly. And now I'm seeing light at the end of the tunnel.
Brady's quenched, guys. That is awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
He restarted, he stacked up, turned it into the blade they asked for. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This round is over. All right, Bladesmiths, in the first 3 hours of competition, you had carte blanche to choose whatever blade you wanted to build. And I'm happy to say that all 4 of you met those parameters. But the time has come for the critique. Josh, you're up first.
All right, Josh, so you've got a recurved edge here, got a nice little aggressive point, but right there where my hand butts up against the choil of the blade, it would be a good idea to refine that shape, because a finger riding into a corner is usually a problem. But generally, the steel looks good, so well done.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Brady, please present your work.
All right, Brady, good on you to start over again. Your steel is pretty much solid. Not really a lot of D-lamps, just a couple right there. The downside of your blade is that you need to refine your grinds right there because it's a little bit on the wobbly side. You need to do a lot of grinding to refine your blade.
Yes, sir.
All right, JC, you're up. Please present your work.
Well, JC, your profile is interesting, but there's a slight delamination here at the tip, so pay attention to that. But I think you're in a good spot to make a nice looking blade.
Thank you.
Last but not least, Cliff, please present your work.
All right, Cliff, good job on this. I like the curved handles you have there. It accentuates your recurve. But should you move forward, I'd like to see a little bit more refinement of that. You have a lot of deep hammer marks in there. That's not really an issue. So overall, good job.
Thank you.
All right, Bladesmiths, all 4 of you fought extremely hard, but in this competition, only 3 of you can join us in the second round. The Bladesmith is going to be leaving the forge is Brady. Unfortunately, your blade didn't make the cut today, and Ben's going to tell you why.
Well, Brady, I think you did the right thing to restart when you did. Unfortunately, that left you in a spot where yours is the least refined blade, and it's for that reason we're sending you home.
Thank you for having me.
Well, Brady, you fought until the very end, but unfortunately, your time in this competition has ended. I'm going to have to ask you to please surrender your work and step off the forge floor.
Good job, Brady.
Overall, I'm happy with the blade. I'm glad I got to turn something in. And really, that's a win in my book. I'm gonna leave here with my head high.